Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Pamela. Okay, excellent. Right, excellent. There we go. Look, more energy there after my teaching assistant. Okay, so just be careful because Pamela can come back at any moment. All right, can you get the page that I gave you before the break? And I would like you to read the article on the Trump tariffs. And what's this? Oh, somebody seems like they're lacking in energy. Oh no, maybe they'll have to do it again. Okay, what does he have to do? He has to do what? What's the word? What's the word? Catch your breath. Catch your breath. Okay, right. I would like you to read that and answer those questions with your partner. Okay, read that one and answer the questions with your partner. Okay. This one. Okay, so Manuel, you're with Alice in home and Elena. Okay, here. This one. Time. Usually in the feedback forms for this class, they say, please remove the gun and Pamela. So when you're finished, I want you to answer with your partners. Seems like no one in this class likes their partner. Okay? Work together, work together, work together, work together. Do you understand the concept of together? I see your eyes, you're nearly at the top. Okay, right. Begin. You have 4 minutes. Andy, you work with Paula, and the old man, he'll catch you up later.
Yeah. Put in the text.
Juhi, you finished reading it? Okay, work with Charles.
Yeah.
Raising consumer costs. In this part. Our critics. It says one potential negative effect. Rising consumer costs.
Global economic stability.
Where
Let me say.
where it says
In the first paragraph.
the first.
Something else consider the rate is view of global economic stability.
Where?
I think this part is
What?
You have 1 minute.
yeah, and then
I don't know if it's like an illusion or if the right
If you read the last line, the economies living in terms of economic growth remain difficult to predict.
I think one of the negative effects is harm American households. I think it says that these measures will not harm American households.
It's for Carla.
Is it? Is it? Oh, very good. Another one of your ladies.
At the end, I think one of the effects of the change of the tariffs is that consumers will be like the people that is affected by this because like the president, I don't think so. The presidents or only like pay more or what
I agree with you.
they want.
But because what you are focus just in the rate,
Yeah.
but it's not just in the rate. This
Affects.
war affects all countries that has a
That's
market with.
With United.
Okay, stop, stop. Everyone, shh. Everyone, we'll go over the answers. We'll go over the answers, but first, Manuel and Alice are sending messages to Carla. Okay, during the class. Isn't that a disgrace? Okay, everyone, up, around here, please. Everyone, get close. Okay, I want you to show. See this message here. we're still waiting on the invitation, right? So, okay, now get up, everyone here. Okay, get in, Wendy, get in here. Okay, yeah, make sure you have that up at the front, and the rest of us get in closer. Get in closer. Make sure that she sees this. Okay? You have to get that closer. Okay, get in. Okay, now, just for your information, Charles and Elena, we had a student a couple of weeks ago, and she works in a 5-star hotel, and we're trying to get the free holiday. Okay? Very good. Right. Okay, we'll go over the answers to this. So the first one then, Alicia.
Yes.
So the first question was, what is the primary reason given for the United States imposing tariffs on the EU, Canada and Mexico?
I think the main reason is to protect the domestic industries.
Yes, okay, and to reduce what?
To reduce trade deficit,
Yes.
revenue.
Okay, so what are trade deficits?
When you import more than export.
Yeah, okay, you import more products and services than you export, okay? The next one then, Ying-Hong, okay? So how have the EU, Canada and Mexico responded to the American tariffs?
The European Union levied
Retaliatory.
tariffs on American product, and Mexico and
Yeah, that's basically it, okay? So they've levied retaliatory tariffs on American products, okay? Now, this word may, okay, so do you understand this word? Retaliate. What's retaliate? Anyone know that?
Act with in the same way.
Yeah, respond in the same way. Okay, so retaliate. Okay, so if somebody hits you, you hit them. Okay, so the response, this retaliation, is the response. Okay, and the other word, this word, levy taxes. Now, this word maybe you don't know. Has anyone seen this word before?
Yes.
You have? Okay. The rest of you, have you seen this word before? I would guess you probably haven't, but maybe you saw it in another way, in a slightly different way. Do you know what this is? What's levitation? Exactly. Okay, it's like when, for example,
Use the
the
force.
chair, like this. Okay, like X and like this. Okay, so what does it mean? What does levitate mean?
Elevate.
So what does levy taxes mean?
Increase that.
Okay, yeah, so to raise taxes. So to levy taxes is what that means. Okay. The next one then, Elena. What is one potential negative effect of these tariffs according to the critics? Yes.
Carla told me, oh my god, and this is smiling.
You don't know the things I will do for free holidays. Okay. Oh God Almighty. Okay, right. It's a beautiful. What a beautiful picture. Okay, and then continue.
Better weather.
It's true. Okay, Photoshop the weather. Okay, and then the next one then. So.
customer costs maintain that these measures ultimately are American households.
Are again ultimately what?
Harm American households.
Yes, they harm American households. What's a household again? Does anyone remember what that is? The house and the people who live in it. Okay, so the household is the house and all the things in it, including the people. Okay, so it will harm American households because it will increase the costs for the average American consumer. Okay, now that text, I would imagine that there were quite a lot of expressions in that you don't know as well, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, you know all of it? You know all of this?
Wow.
You do? So you have more time to do workouts with Pamela?
No.
Okay, oh, I thought as much. Okay, right. What is the difference between this kind of text, a children's story, and a text message? What kinds of language are you going to get in those three things? So in WhatsApp, I want you to work with your partner, okay? Work with your partner for a few minutes.
Economic.
What? Work with your partner. I am not your partner. Okay? WhatsApp messages. What's the difference in the way it is written? Children's stories.
No?
Children's stories. I am not your partner. Children's stories. And news articles. Like that. Okay, so tell your partner, discuss what is different in the grammar and the vocabulary that is used. Now, some people I have to say in this class look very relaxed. Okay, very relaxed. Okay, yes, very good. Yes.
Gifts, stickers. After all of that, you say boys. Not text. A lot of people that
And they use like dialogue for the
I don't know why, but they use like really formal.
very formal, very formal, and some of the words. Yeah, so probably in some like they don't know like anything about United Canada, Mexico, because they're not living there, they don't care. Like probably won't understand like the dates or even the competition.
and also
The kids story, I think it's fun.
it's more difficult to understand this than this. I'm
Which
not
one?
sure the kids' story than articles. I maybe because
They're not like way used to.
I learn more vocabulary like this than this.
Also could be because it's more metaphorical.
This corner is very quiet.
Now we finish.
We finished. Well, I would like you to consider more. Otherwise, you will be very quiet and wet. Okay, and wet. Finished? Continue. Try to think of things outside the box, ladies. Outside the box.
And this is very like an exaggeration in the movements of the characters of the story. And sometimes I don't know the way like comics.
Usually think is like very short. Because if you compare this text with this, and there are things like this,
And also this is collocation, for example, living easy, living
Okay, stop. Now, Charles, could you tell us what differences you detect?
For sure, in WhatsApp messages, we are always informal.
Okay, it's
Informal
informal. Now, what do you mean by informal? Like, how do you make it informal?
We always.
Excellent. Sorry there. Some people got shot by accident there. Yes, and some got shot deliberately. Okay. Yes. Continue, Charles.
We always use like the short words for expressions.
So abbreviations.
Abbreviations, yeah.
Okay. What else would you hear in or see in WhatsApp messages?
A lot of
Emojis. You're going to see emojis. Okay, you're not going to see emojis in the other ones. Okay, what else?
Ellipses, a lot of
Ellipses, a lot of ellipses. Okay, so ellipsis is what again? I never remember. Ellipsis. I can't remember if it has 2 L's or 1 L. Yeah, it doesn't matter. 2. If it's 2, you will look very intelligent. If it's it has 2. Well done. Yeah, look at that man. Yes, well done, Roberto. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yes, very good, excellent. Well, any other things that you would expect?
And the slang.
Slang. Okay. By the way, again, slang is ellipsis is when you remove words. So, for example, going to the party tonight instead of are you going to the party tonight? What else would you expect?
What was slang?
Slang is like street language. This is not the origin, but you can imagine street language. Street language. Which? What's the crack is Irish slang. Yeah, it's Irish slang. And it means what? What's the crack mean? How are you? Give us the gossip, etc. What's the story? Blah blah. blah. Okay. What else would you expect in WhatsApp messages? What else would?
Some mistakes.
Yes, you'd expect mistakes because it's in real time. Okay, it's in real time. Sometimes you will correct it with the asterisk maybe, and sometimes you won't. Okay. Anything else? Sometimes you can shout in WhatsApp messages. How can you shout?
When you use the capital letter.
Yeah, use the capital letters. So, for example, blah blah blah. Okay, like that, for example. Okay, you could shout. Okay, so that can happen, etc. Okay, do you understand what WhatsApp messages are? Yeah, very good, excellent, excellent. Okay, I should have put in this as well. Stone tablets. Do you know what stone tablets are? It's a big piece of stone, and then you go like that. Some people in the class here are more used to this format. Okay, but we'll forget about it for now. We'll forget about it for now. Children's stories. What would you expect to see in children's stories? There could be a court case against the very soon. Okay? Anything else? Nothing. Informal. Yeah, it'll be informal again, just like WhatsApp
Very
messages.
explicit with the movements of the characters.
Yes, okay, so very often they're going to be very descriptive. Okay? So descriptive and movements, descriptive characterizations of the people.
Special effects.
Special effects. Yeah.
Wash. Zoom.
Okay, so yes, they'll use this informal language, like for example, bang, whack, slap, etc. That kind of stuff. What else? So I'll put in like whoosh or something like that. Okay, what else? What else would you expect?
Really kind explain.
What do you mean by that?
Like, just, oh shit, here. Like, really kind to explain.
Okay, if you look at the text, just choose one of the texts. There's something that you should notice fairly easily, fairly quickly.
Dialogues.
Yeah, there will be a lot of dialogue, or at least reported speech. A lot of reported speech, or direct speech, to be honest, very often. Direct speech. So they'll say exactly what the person said. What else do you notice? There's something very obvious there.
Maybe they have a more.
Yeah, they might, but they don't have to. What else? Look at short sentences, not complex. Okay, short sentences. If they are longer, they're usually using very simple words like and as connectors and conjunctions. So short sentences. Look at the names. Look at the names. How often do you see the names in the text? How often do you see the name of one of the characters in the text? Many times. Like, it's not common to say, oh, Mr. Nosy, Mr. Nosy, Mr. Nosy, Mr. Nosy, Mr. Nosy, Mr. Nosy, except in children's texts. So repeating the name is very common. What happens in other texts? You'll say, he, or she, etc. You won't very often repeat the person again and again. Okay? So repeated names. What else? What else would you expect? Okay, that'll do. Okay. What do you get in news reports?
Formal language.
So it'll be typically more formal. Okay, it'll be typically more formal. Is that facing that direction? Okay. So formal. What else? How do you make it formal?
With complex vocabulary.
Okay, so there'll be technical vocabulary quite often. And by the way, just to clarify, if you're watching Patrine, the reason I chose this text is because she keeps asking for current affairs. And every week I do the current affairs. Every single day I do it. She's not here. That's for you, Patrine. Okay? Okay? Next. What else would you expect to see in news reports?
The structure of the sentence.
What would happen in the structure of the sentence?
It's more complicated.
So, okay, so they're called complex sentences. Now, complex sentences include what?
Phrasal verb.
No, not necessarily phrasal verbs. They include
Jargon.
jargon is specialist vocabulary. Now, complex sentences typically include things like relative clauses. Okay, or those reduced relative clauses we had before. Okay, they don't just rely on words like and, etc. They'll say in addition to blah blah blah. And if you look back at that text, which I will force you to do in about 5 minutes, you will see quite a few complicated connectors, okay, and prepositional phrases. And I will focus on this is what you asked for during or yesterday, etc. Prepositional phrases. What else would you expect?
Are large.
Large what?
This.
So the texts are longer. Well, it depends. Like it depends on the children's story. You can get children's stories which are very, very long. Okay? I'm not sure if it would be longer than the children's story. But even a WhatsApp message can go on and on for ages. So, for example, when Manuel is flirting with one of his harem, you understand this word? What's a harem?
Being a lot of women.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so yes, exactly, a group of concubines for young Manuel over there. So when he's flirting with one of them, I don't know, maybe Paula or Juhi or whoever, Alice, okay, it can go on for days and days, the same text. Okay, what else?
Maybe data.
Yes, they might include date, statistics, etc. we'll put in. Okay, and that generally will not happen in children's stories. You won't say, oh, yesterday Mr. Nosey was disappointed when the stock market died by about 5.3%. Okay, so Mr. Nosey is not going to be that interested in pure data. What else? Maybe Mr. Nosey should be more interested in raw data and raw statistics. Okay, so the kinds of language that you're going to get in these different genres of text is very different, okay? You didn't hear, for example, say unusual syntax. So what do I mean by that? That's when syntax is where you put things in the sentence. I already gave you that at the start of the class when I said, for example, over the bridge he went. Okay, so you would generally say he went over the bridge, and that's not common in this kind of text. Even though it's very, very unusual, you might expect, oh, maybe you put unusual syntax over here, but it's probably more common here, okay, in narrative text, even using tenses in slightly different ways than this. So, for example, you might hear, he was walking down the street yesterday. What tense is that? He was walking down the street yesterday. Was walking. What tense is that? Past continuous. Past continuous. What was that there, Roberto? Past continuous. Very good. And who does he meet? He meets Roberto. What tense is that? He meets. Present simple. You're using a present simple in a story about the past. Why? To be dramatic. Okay? So that does not happen in the news so much. The newspaper headlines, it can happen, but not so much this, okay? All right, now, inside that text, I've put a few different prepositional phrases that you might not be accustomed to, and I'm going to ask you to learn these. There are 10. I'm going to give one of the groups, I'm going to give 4, and the rest of you I'm going to give 2. Okay, so this group, I want you to look now. What I'm going to ask you to do is look up these expressions. So I research these expressions online. You will have to be able to tell me, or the other people in the class, to be honest, how to use them in context. So give examples. So you're going to test them, and then you're going to teach the other people in the class, and you're going to test them on the 2 or 4 phrases that I give you. So this group, I'm going to give you these 2 phrases. In light of. In light of. So this is only for this group here. In light of. Now, Ellen, you don't need this one. Okay? In light of. Next one then. In conjunction with. In conjunction with. Okay, now you two have to look up those phrases, give examples, and you're going to test and teach the other groups. Okay? Ying Hong and Elena, you're going to do in accordance with. In accordance with. Okay? In accordance with and by means of. Okay, by means of and in accordance with. Charles and Juhi, you will be doing notwithstanding. That's one word. Notwithstanding. And in contrast to. In contrast to. In contrast to. Okay? And then the 3 of you, you have 4. You have in view of, you can write this down, whatever, if you can find it, you can find it. On account of, by virtue of, and in terms of. Okay, I want you to research them. Okay, you will be teaching and testing the others, so you need examples. Okay, now again, work together, work together. Does everyone understand the concept of working together? And Paula, you look very tired there. You remember Pamela? Germany, my favorite country. Excellent. Yes, me too, me too. I hope it was for a good reason. No, oh dear. Still no date with Daniel. Right, work together. View. By virtue. By virtue.
It's the code. But I choose in view.
By virtue.
By Yes, but just explain.
Okay.
Four minutes.
The other one is by virtue, means because of, or as a result of.
Okay. It's similar to the previous one. If you off, it's not different. If you off and if you off, by virtue of, on account of. I have an account of, but I say that you off and by virtue of are similar.
Okay, ¿cuál es el meaning
of 2 minutes.
An account of means because of and due to. Very similar. For example, she couldn't attend the meeting on account of her illness. Because of her illness. And it's the same like attend what? She couldn't attend the meeting on account of her illness. Because of her illness.
When you want to specify a particular
1 minute.
what a point of view.
Excellent. Now, have you consulted?
For example, in
How?
terms-
Using telepathy?
in terms of price, for example, and you say like, for example, this thing is more expensive now than the movie was great in terms of acting.
Or for example, in view of her illness, she
Okay, everyone, up, 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 up. Up. Faster, faster, faster. Up, faster. Right? Now, can you mix with your classmates, and I want you to explain your expressions to them. Okay? Now, if you don't move fast, this will be shut, or Pamela will be appearing. Okay? So mix. Okay, off you go, quickly.
For example,
in view of the bad weather.
In compared to your brother,
means also because of
yeah, to compare.
or as a result of, for example, Manuel is an Italian citizen by virtue of
why you take a picture or why you say something.
Like it's more like in view of like you are considering something or a reason.
in terms of
By virtue
Always at the beginning.
is a common phrase used to specify a particular aspect or point of view.
and the last one
When you have to this movie is better than in terms of acting. And if you compare in other terms, maybe it's not better than
as a point of view. When you are discussing
You have word.
in an example, yeah, or
In terms of customer satisfaction, we receive positive feedback.
this is a more expensive. Or the other one, the view was great in terms of
Yeah, maybe the first one is you say they're more informal.
Okay, just to clarify, they are all formal. They're all formal because they came from a formal text. Some might be more formal than others, but they're formal. Okay. Change. Switch. Quick. Switch. Now make sure that you don't get the same language. Okay. So you'll have to switch someone who doesn't have the same expressions as you. Okay. Poor Paola's having a bad day. Oh dear. Tired.
No matter how it's just for do like
I have inconjunction with that is means they're working together with someone or something.
say again.
For example, we have the new project was developed in conjunction with an international
For example, if there's warm weather in contrast to the cold we make in the so it's just for comparing.
Okay.
And also it's like a connection.
When you do something for
The phrase is by virtue of means because of or as a result of. Manuel as Italian citizen by virtue of his marriage. And the second one
It's like because
as a result of. Terms of is a common phrase used to specify a particular class of example, in terms of performance, the newspaper is significantly or in terms of satisfaction, we receive positive
this is more for
all of them for more in terms of
It's a different meaning.
By
yes,
rented power. A rented
specified
power.
Clarifying the way
Okay,
that
say
you went.
the reason of the result and well, also
In the
by
account
virtue
that
of.
something a different language.
Similar.
You finished? Okay. Okay, switch. I think you have to do one more time, yes? Okay, have you done all the expressions or you need one more? Okay, so there should be one more time you need to switch. Okay, so switch again. Or whatever way it works for you.
Who is something it's really despite? Like, it's literally despite. We use, for example, not with the tiny cell phones, we have zero index actuation.
It's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like it doesn't work. Yeah. For example, another is
What is the translation of that word? It's like perhaps an exact translation for something in Spanish or not, it's backward.
yeah, it's like no stance. No stance.
Oh, like
Yeah. No stance. No stance. You study a lot.
or what's the translation of that word?
This word always is the compactor
For
sentence.
example,
You put the middle of the sentence
also
in
this
the middle, not connected.
I'm not sure.
no? I'm not good. But you understand what that means. Yeah. It's despite.
Or as translation
No obstante, sounds so similar.
How about you something?
In which
It's like you study, even if you study, you don't
No, the first one might be used. Okay. In contrast to, is usually used to compare two things. Like it's just like, for example, the warm weather in the city in contrast to the cold climate in the mountains. Like it's for compare. Yeah, it's for compare two things.
For example, if you are bad weather, the photo match has been postponed.
phrase
Okay.
used to specify a particular aspect or point of view.
Or like due to
For example,
it's like because
in
of
terms
like
of
similar.
consumer
You couldn't
satisfaction,
attend the
we
meeting
receive positive feedback.
by the
Taste of the food when you are to
specify a particular aspect. For example,
Cars are better than gasoline
when
cars.
you're like something,
So price
was
of
great in
electric
terms
cars
of
are
or in terms of price, it's expensive.
how you
Because it's a particular
on a time
in terms of quantity, in terms of fun, I don't know. Oh, due to
When we have the line off and
something, for example, he didn't attend the meeting on account of her illness, due to her illness, because of it's similar to by virtue of and in view of. No?
Finished?
No, what's the other? In view of this, because of.
at the beginning of the sentence, right? You say you use it at the beginning. And I think the other one is, and I think what you
In
can
view of
also
her
use like
because of
a
her illness.
For example, you use
Her, she's
this
Ah,
word
yeah,
one.
I was saying that is like that because it's
a lot of time we talk about that and because you can use
Okay, stop.
maybe it's not always understand.
Not
Oh.
always.
in contrast.
And you
Yes.
When we use in the light of, it's always at the beginning of the sentence.
It's at the beginning of the clause. So you could put it, so does everyone understand what a clause is? So for example, if I said, if I go to the shop, I will buy butter or whatever, etc. If I go to the shop is not a sentence, it's a clause. It's the conditional clause. So it's always at the beginning of a clause. In the light of blah, 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 something, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this in the light of something. Okay? You understand that? So it's at the beginning of a clause. Okay? Or part of a sentence if you want. Okay? So why did I ask you? I keep doing this, but why do I ask you to do that and not me come up here and explain it? Because I can do it, and probably I will be quicker. I'm lazy as well, but again, I think there is a benefit to you learning it on your own without the teacher. Okay? Now, I will go through these phrases throughout the week, so to make sure that you're not making a mess of it, okay? But I wanted you to teach other people first. I think there's real virtue in students teaching when they're learning, okay? I can't think... The reason I'm really in favor of that, when I was studying mathematics and physics in university, sometimes my professors weren't very interested in teaching, so they weren't very good at it. They were very good professors, but they weren't good at teaching. So I had to do most of it myself, okay, or a lot of it myself. And I would go online and try to find resources to teach me, etc. And I think doing it that way was probably better for me eventually than me having a wonderful professor and then just writing notes. You're forced to engage with the material more. Okay, right. The last thing that I will get you to do, however, before syphilis, by the way, hello syphilis. This is syphilis. Hello syphilis. Syphilis is one of my old students from the afternoon class. He is, yes, exactly. See how uncomfortable you made everyone here now, syphilis?
I don't care.
He doesn't care, like all syphilites. Okay, right. Okay, all right. Can you do that exercise with your partners? Okay, so you need to put those expressions into the correct place. Okay, off you go, quickly. I think he was coming looking for food. The usual stuff. Okay, so Inghok, you work with Alice and Manuel, and they can work together, the three of you. Manuel, be careful now, okay? Just because there are two ladies in your group as usual.
It's that one. The contrast to is literally convergence. Like they are used for convergence, for example, they want whether
The second one is
for example, your attitude and your brother
I'll give you 8 minutes or so.
options for the answers.
Oh, no. Say, we don't only want to finish the last one.
Only one fix me.
Only once. Well, only once. No, only once. We couldn't repeat. I don't know. In light of.
Scope is the target.
The two proposals are quality for the target and the outcome.
Or in terms of.
Five minutes.
Number 7. I think it's better by V2 or because the V2 is as a result of both sounds, yeah, both sounds
On account of.
No, just in terms of
3 minutes.
in terms of
the number 10.
what we use in number 6.
Oh, yeah.
No, but in terms of performance, the use of is significantly faster. It's an example.
In contrast to the
Two minutes.
Do you use in Europe? In Europe?
Oh, because of the
Yes. My good.
Finish.
Finished? 1 minute. If you finish, socialize with your partner. If you don't like your partners, suck it up. Yes.
My shift is 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. 11, 12.
No. Per
Per
week. Per week.
This week I have, I think, 2 hours.
Okay, we'll go over this before I lose the will to live. Okay, so the first one then, Roberto.
In light of new scientific discoveries, the company decided to invest in further research.
Yes, so in light of new scientific discoveries. Okay, what's in light of mean?
I don't remember.
Okay, because of. Okay, so if you take this into consideration is a better translation. Okay, so for example, when you say in light of new discoveries, get your torch, flashlight. Okay, so for example, in this sentence it says in light of new scientific discoveries. So imagine these are the new discoveries. If you take this into consideration, the company decided to invest in further research. Okay, you understand that? When you can think of this light shining on this idiot over here. Next one then. Where are we now? Number 2, Wendy.
The two organizations in conjunction with their shared mission have signed a partnership agreement.
Yeah, the two organizations, in conjunction with their shared mission, have signed a partnership agreement. What's conjunction with? In conjunction with? Together. Okay? Can you remember, was it 2 weeks ago when I asked you to do the directions? What do you call that on the street? Junction. Junction. Come together. When two things come together. Okay? Next one. So we had a junction and there was also a T-junction on the roads. Okay? So you had junction. This word is connected to the word join. Okay? Join together. Okay? Next one then, Paula.
The strict safety protocols were followed in accordance with government regulations.
Yeah, in accordance with, in agreement with. Okay, so those of you who speak Spanish, acuerdo, and in Italian, accordo. See? Okay, right, okay. So next one then, where are we now? Charles, number 4. Sorry, Charles. Charles. Everyone? Who is it? Charles. Number 4.
By means of this technology, we have been able to reduce processing times significantly.
Yeah, just be careful with the pronunciation of technology. G. Yeah, technology. So by means of this technology. What means did you use to get to the school today? What means did you use? Bus or walk feet, for example, or train or bicycle or whatever. Okay, this is the way that you got to it. Next one then, Elena, number 5.
Notwithstanding the severe weather, the event was still held outdoors.
Yes, so, and again, the pronunciation of this word is like one word, notwithstanding, notwithstanding. Okay, so notwithstanding means what? What's another way of saying notwithstanding? Despite, in spite of, etc. So notwithstanding the severe weather. Next one then, number 6, Yingho.
The two
Proposals.
The two proposals.
Proposals.
Are fire different? are in view of their scope and intended outcomes.
I think there would be a better choice there. Anyone?
In terms of.
In terms of, okay? In terms of their scope and intended outcomes. Next one then, Alice.
Yes. The 7.
Yeah, 7 usually comes after 6. It's the one before it. Okay, we usually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would be unusual to jump the sequence.
The increase in food prices was on account of geopolitical tension.
Yes, okay. The increase in fuel prices was on account of geopolitical tensions. Yeah, very good.
It could be by virtue of.
No, you could not use by virtue of in this case. The increase in fuel prices was by virtue of. No. Okay? No, it won't work. I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay? Next one then. Okay, yes, they are very similar, but the context will give you a clue as to what.
It's more like something like statistics or numbers.
No. I'll come back to it in a sec. Okay? Next one then. Where are we now? Manuel.
She was granted special privilege by virtue of her extensive experience in the past.
Yes, okay. By, where is it now? Sorry, lost again. So she was granted special privileges by virtue of her extensive experience in the field. Okay? Okay, next one then, Roberto.
In accordance with practical concerns, the committee decided to delay the project.
Well, we already had that, so in view of, okay? Did you say in accordance with practical concern? No, okay, in view of practical concerns. Okay, in accordance with, you couldn't agree with practical concerns. A bit weird in that sense. And then the last one then, where are we now? Wendy.
In contrast to the old system, the new process is far more efficient.
Again? Say again?
In contrast to the old system, the new process is far more efficient.
Process is far more efficient. Exactly. Okay. Now I will go over this during the week. Okay, I will go over it during the week. If you want to sound more formal in your writings, you, especially the people who are going to do the IELTS exam, you're going to have to include these prepositional phrases. If you read newspapers, they're going to come up all the time. If you read children's stories, how often are you going to see these? Very, very rarely. Very rarely. Okay, maybe you could say in light of, but even that sounds a bit formal. All right, okay, have a nice day, etc., etc. And everyone, say hello to Carla. Say hello to Carla. Hello, Carla. Yes. Okay.